Welcome to another Highland League Weekly preview show. I'm Ryan Cryle and here's Callum Law with everything you need to know about this weekend's big game.
The main game for us this weekend on Highland League Weekly is Forest Mechanics versus Huntly at Mosset Park. It's two sides in contrasting form in the Breedon Highland League. The Can-Cans have struggled a wee bit of late. They've picked up 2 points from their last 5 league outings. Meanwhile, Huntly in 9 league fixtures have won 7 of them, including being victorious in their last 4, during which time they've racked up 22 goals. The Black and Golds are also the division's top scorers with 33 goals from their 9 games. They'll be looking to keep that good form in front of goal going. However, Forest, I'm sure, will have plenty to say about that. The sides met twice last season and it was a win apiece. Forest triumphed at Mosset Park and Huntly prevailed at Christie Park. But you'll be able to see who comes out on top this time on Monday's Highland League Weekly.
Competition time then. Last week's question was, when was the last time Fraserburgh had lost 3 league games on the spin? Now that's a record that still stands because Fraserburgh won against Turriff United at the weekend. The answer was April 2018. Of the right answers, we've selected Ian Cool as the winner. Now Ian, you keep sending us in a picture of a Highland League Weekly mug, so we know you've already got one. So you'll be getting one of these Crystal Paul tea towels and you can become the latest person to complete the set, the Highland League Weekly exclusive merchandise set. Time for this week's question then. 2 teams in our main game this weekend, Forest Mechanics and Huntly. We want you to tell us which team was the last of the 2 to win a trophy, what that trophy was and what year they won it in. Tell us that at sport@prestonjournal.co.uk or in the comments below this video wherever you're watching, and you could win either Highland League Weekly mug or a tea towel. Crystal Paul, it's that time again. Crystal Paul once again isn't here. He's got what, like a 1 in 5 record at this point of actually turning up this season. Anyway, the scores at the moment, I think I'll be Crystal Paul this week. The scores are 7-21. Opposition's got 21, following a weekend where both parties guessed the correct winner, Fraserburgh from Fraserburgh against Turriff United, and Crystal Paul managed to get the winner of Brora against Keith, which was Brora, in the GPH Builders Merchants Highland League Cup semi-final up at Dudgeon Park. But it's another week and there are again 1 point up for grabs for the correct winner in the 2 games we're going to predict, and 3 points up for grabs instead if you can get the correct score. First up, Callum, Forest Mechanics against Huntly, our main game.
I think Forest are a better team than perhaps their recent results suggest. They've had a wee bit of a sort of few frustrating results and they just quite in the form they were in at the start of the season. I think they'll score, but I think Huntly, with the confidence and the firepower they've got at the minute, I would fancy them to score more, so I would go for 2-1 to Huntly.
I'm going to go for, it's Crystal Paul saying this, not me, not Ryan. I'm going to say 4-1 Huntly, because I think Huntly have shown they've got loads of goals and once they get a couple, the goals can rain in. Game 2, Fraserburgh against Brora Rangers.
Difficult one. Both teams, Brora probably in slightly the better form overall of late, but Brock home advantage. But I think I'm going to sort of sit on the fence a wee bit and go with a score that won't be particularly beneficial to either side in terms of their league aspirations, which would be 2-2 like it was in the game at Belsley last season.
I'm going to go for Fraserburgh 3, Brora 2. Home advantage counting for the Brock. Right, I think Crystal Paul needs a couple of 6-point weeks and the opposition, to be fair, need 2 0-point weeks.
It's a long way to go.
Well, I know, but the gap is only getting bigger or staying the same week to week. But anyway, tune in next week or watch games this weekend to find out how we get on.
The second game for us this weekend is Fraserburgh versus Brora Rangers at Belsley, and here's 3 things you need to know. The Broch bounced back to form last weekend with a victory against Turriff United, and Mark Cowie's men will be looking to make it 2 wins on the spin. They also have striker Scott Barber, who needs just 2 goals to become Fraserburgh's record scorer, eclipsing Michael Stevens' 237 goals. This game's just Brora Rangers' second outing in the Highland League since the 16th of September. The Carticks have been busy with cup commitments and they've also had a couple of games postponed, but they've been in good form nonetheless and they'll be hoping to continue that when they visit Belsley. As well as the important league points that are up for grabs, this fixture also serves as a dress rehearsal for the GPH Builders Merchants Highland League Cup final, which will take place on Sunday, December the 3rd at Harlow Park. You'll be able to see who maybe manages to lay down an early marker for that one on Monday's Highland League Weekly.
Breedon against Keith. Keith had a sore one on Saturday, losing the GPH Builders Merchants Highland League Cup semi-final up at Brora 6-1. The lesson from that one, don't concede goals in bunches. Breedon, meanwhile, undefeated in the league so far, but haven't played since they defeated Inverurie Locos 2-1 2 Wednesdays ago.
The Coasters were last in action a fortnight ago. They picked up their first win of the season, defeating Wick Academy. They'll be looking to build on that when the Railwaymen visit. Inverurie, with new manager Dean Donaldson in charge, are hoping to pick up their first points of his tenure.
Table toppers for Martin are looking for their third league win on the spin after good victories against Fraserburgh and Forest Mechanics. Wick, meanwhile, they're back in action for the first time since a 1-0 defeat against Lossiemouth. Their manager, Gary Manson, described the performance as rotten.
It's the battle of the Jags. It's bottom of the table Strathspey against third place Buckie. Although there's a wide gulf between the sides, Strathspey will take a lot of encouragement from the last meeting when it took 2 Buckie goals in the dying embers to win that match. Buckie will hope not to leave it so late this time around as they play their first league fixture since the 4th of October.
Turriff, managerless at the time of filming, created some good chances despite losing 3-0 against Fraserburgh last weekend. Banks of D, meanwhile, with 10 men, beat Inverurie Locos at Harlow Park, and they'll present a formidable challenge to Turriff.
It's a local derby with the Lilywhites looking for their first win in the league this season. The Wee County have been in good recent form in the Breedon Highland League. They've won their last 2 and are looking to make it a hat-trick.
9th against 13th Rothes. This is their first outing since a 4-2 win against Strathspey Thistle last Wednesday. Devon Vale, meanwhile, they've lost their last 2. They got beat by Nairn in the league and they were put out of the Aberdeenshire Shield by Formartine. That's it for another Highland League Weekly preview. Thanks for watching and thanks to our sponsors, Alexander Wallace Toyota of Elgin. Whether you're looking for a new or used Toyota or you've already got one, they're there to meet your needs, and there's a link to their website on the screen right now. You can also find their details below this video. Just a reminder that this weekend we'll be filming Forest Mechanics against Huntly. Is that right, Callum? Forest Mechanics against Huntly?
Aye.
Second game is going to be Fraserburgh against Brora Rangers, so we'll have highlights of both of those. There'll also be the usual analysis of all the other matches. In the meantime, before Monday rolls around, please follow us on social media. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter. We've got a Facebook group, Highland League Weekly there. We've got TikTok, we've got Instagram, we've got YouTube, where you might just well be watching this. For more Highland League news from the Press and Journal, you can sign up to our Highland League newsletter. There's a link to do that below this video also, and that will give you all of the latest Breedon Highland League and related competition nonsense straight into your inbox. Until we see you next, please enjoy the football, whichever games you're watching.